Hey everybody, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. So we're here for our Friday Drab to Fab Friday. And today we're going to work with an empty Kleenex box here. So I have an idea of what we can make with this. And let's see what we can do. So we're going to disassemble first. And I have not made this yet, but it's one of those creations that I have in my head that I think it'll work. So we're gonna just give it a try. I am not the plan ahead type person usually. So if anybody knows me, you know I don't create stuff ahead of time. I just think about it, think I can do it, and just go with it. Okay, so we're disassembling, and I'm going to take off the plastic thingy. And what I want to make here is like a little trifold journal thing. So I am just going to rough cut all my edges off here, and I'm thinking I can make a cute little like trifold, like what they call them, traveler's size notebooks, the ones that are a little bit taller and skinnier, like a traveler's size notebook that I can use to like put down like my crafting ideas of, you know, things I see that I may want to try to make or something. So it's just going to be like my my idea book type deal. So I want something that's going to be small and easy to just, you know, carry around with me, set it on, you know, my nightstand and jot things down quickly. Okay, so I just cut off all the outside pieces. I don't want all those extra things. And then I'm thinking I want to cut out this here, the piece where the plastic was. I'm still going to use this piece. I'm thinking that this is going to become my closure for my traveler's notebook here. So you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm not too worried about everything being perfectly straight. Once I get it constructed, I'll trim it off with my craft knife and make it all nice and straight. So put this off to the side. We're going to use that. So now here's where I want to take, and I'm going to make this my base. And I'm going to do like one of these things where it folds like that. Okay, so I'm just going to now attach, and I'm going to get this all covered, so I'm not too worried about that either. I'm just going to use some good old duct tape, whatever kind of tape you want to use. I'm not, like I said, this is just going to be like my own little traveler's type notebook, idea book. And duct tape works really well for these type of things. I don't find any problems with that. So I'm just going to tape that side and then line this up here. Okay, so now we have our basic construction. Okay, so now here's where I would want to kind of like trim these off to make these kind of nice and straight. So I'm going to line this up here on like I'm just going to cut off like a 1/4 inch on the top. And this is already, this is what, almost 8 3/4 inches. So it's not even going to fit a standard size piece of paper. So no matter, you know, even if I use an 8.5 by 11 like letter size paper, I'm still going to have to do some cutting and folding. So even if I take a 1/2 or a 1/4 inch off at the top, we're still going to have to do some folding of our papers, which is fine because I do want it to be a little bit longer. I want it to have that, you know, the traveler's notebook style, which means it needs to be taller than it is wider. So we're going to trim that nice and straight, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just get a nice straight edge here. And you guys can see how quickly you can make your own notebook out of a tissue box. I mean, the basic construction is already done, and that took less than 5 minutes. And we've already have a basic book here. Okay, so this edge here, how straight is that? Again, I'm not too concerned about absolute straightness. It's barely off, and this is just for me to put stuff in, so I am not even going to worry about that. Okay, so now we're all done with that piece. That's already done. This is the piece that I thought could be my closure, and how I thought it might work is if I want to cover this all, but if I fold this in half, and let's see here, so I want to fold it, and I want to put like some paper clips in here, so it'd be like a hidden paper clip thing. So my little book is going to fold like that. Did I have it that way, or did I have it? Oh, I had it like this. Okay. And then this is just going to slide on here like with paper clips, and then that's going to be my closure for my notebook, and I can just slide this on and off. So to make this a hidden paper clip, I'm going to end up covering this whole thing. So should I cover it first? And what I was going to cover it with, I found this whole big giant roll of wallpaper at the, I mean, like, it's huge, at the Goodwill store. So I have so much of this, and I thought, well, this is a really pretty, I'm going to use this to cover everything with, and I'm going to make it that blue floral. So I have a piece here that's kind of flattened, and I'm going to just I think covering it first is going to be the way to go. So maybe if I just kind of glue it down and trim out. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, I'm just going to use, what do I want to use? I'm just going to use glue stick because I think just because I like it, I'm going to sew around it because I just like the look of the sewing. So I'm just going to do a light glue since I will sew it. I'm not worried about all the edges sticking down too perfectly. But I thought this would make kind of a different and neat looking closure. And I can always embellish this or decorate this up a little bit more to make it stand out from the journal if I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy, you know? Because I was planning on covering the journal in the same thing. Okay, so there's my piece there, and let's just use the good old craft knife and get this cut out here. So yeah, this might be a good idea to use up those old tissue boxes you have and make a quick notebook for yourself. An idea notebook or a dream journal or whatever. A to-do list. Cute little things to just, you know, because I'm not sure how, pretty sure it'll probably hold quite a few papers, but I don't think it's going to be a ginormous book, so it might be a cute little one to just carry around. And then we're just going to have to go around that with we'll finish that out with some scissors and everything, get that all nice and trimmed up pretty. Okay, so now do I want to just I think I'll do the inside too. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a piece of book page for this. And I'm just going to grab some paper clips here. I'm just going to grab 2 paper clips, and these are the big ones. And so I'm going to just take my book page, and I don't really even care if my book page comes all the way to the edge, like that it's not even like big enough to cover, because I'm not even going to see this underside here anyway. And I'm not too worried about it, in all honesty. If you were, I would take and, you know, just do like the wrap with your paper on the outside. But like I said, this is just my own, so I'm not being super awful particular with it. But yeah, if I were going to do something else with it, you know, I would probably wrap the edges and all that stuff. So I am just lining up my paper clips here to be in the center where my fold is. So if you can see, I've got my paper clips on the book page that's folded in half, and I'm going to put it in here, and when I glue it all down, it's going to keep my book page in there so that my book page will be glued in like this, and then I can just slide it on and off. really easily. So now I'm going to switch to my Fabrifix just for a stronger hold. And I'm only going to glue where the book page is going to go. I don't want to glue down here because that'll stick it together. I don't want to stick it together yet. I want to see my edges first. So I'm going to stick the whole thing down in here. And I'm going to fold this baby over. And I'm going to squash down those paper clips pretty good. So really kind of have to work it in there, kind of squeeze it around, make sure you can kind of see the paper clips indenting coming up because we want that really stuck in there. We don't want those paper clips to come off. Okay, and now I can still feel where my cuts should be, like in there. So if you're thinking you won't be able to see it, you could probably cut beforehand. And then that way you can see where your outline is. But since it's cardboard and it's heavier, I mean, my scissors can tell before I even cut in the cardboard that I'm at the edge of the cardboard. So you can cut around it still without having to cut it ahead of time. So my scissors is stopping when it touches the cardboard, and I can see it, you know, like I can see my outline here. So get that cut out. There we go. And I'm sure, I mean, you could probably definitely make this way cleaner, and, you know, I could, well, heck, I think I might even just put a little lace trim around there to hide all those raw edges, you know, because it's not super, super pretty or anything like that. You know, it's not, you know, 100% cut beautifully. I'm not, again, doing anything with this other than for my own, and since it's my own, I really don't care. I'm not too picky about it. I just need something to write in. Okay, so now I'm going to glue the last bit, the edges down here. So my book page, I want to get stuck to the edges. So I'm going to glue that one down, flip her over, and glue this page down. Okay, so now again, stringy glue everywhere. Just going to kind of squish this down, fuss with it a little bit, kind of work it into those paper clips, make sure we're really glued down good, because I don't want those to come off. And then I can embellish this all pretty. I think I'm going to round corners and all that. Might be kind of cool looking. And my little corner chomper thing goes through the cardboard pretty good. I don't know if all of them will. Mine does. But if not, you know, just use your scissors and round them out with your scissors. But there we go. I'm just going to kind of like clean up the book page here a little bit, and could probably ink all around that and stuff, but you get the basic construction, and I am going to, I'll sew around that, make that look all nice. But so now you see here, our book page is in the middle. It's just going to slide right on here like that, and my paper clips are going to be my closure. So how cool is that? Oh, that's a pretty good idea. Okay, so I'll just slide this back off, and there's our closure all covered. So now let's just, I just bend down there and I keep throwing my stuff away, that's why I keep going down there. Let's get this guy covered. So we are going to, I have a whole stack of just like coffee dyed random pages here. None of them really match. They're just a whole bunch of pages that I had, you know, at one time printed out. Like these are even, this is even one of my collage masterboards I'd done. And I think they're all single-sided, and I think most of them are pretty neutral. So I'm just going to use, like this one even says January 2021. I have no idea where most of these came from, but I'm just going to use these as my innards to make my notebook. So I don't know how many I can use, but these are all like letter size. So I am thinking if I just fold, I don't know if I should fold it in half. So you see, I'm going to have to cut some there, and then I have a little excess here. So I'm thinking maybe if I don't fold them exactly in half, I can get like a flip out page maybe. like if I try to, and now I'm trying to just line up this section here. So if I bind it here and I fold off-centered to maybe like there. So now if I bind it in here, I can do like a fold out here then, I'm thinking. And then maybe I can alternate going back and forth. So one side folds out this way, then one side folds out that way. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So let's just keep playing with this, see what we get. So trying to do this straight. I don't know if I'm perfectly straight here or not, but this is the general idea. So if my papers are folded, when they're folded all the way up, they'll look like that. I'm planning on binding them here, and it'll fold over like this. But when I open it, then I can right here, and then I can open, and then I even have a little flap out here. And then my next one I'll do my flap going this way. And I'll just keep alternating. So I think that's how I'm going to do my innards there. But let's just go ahead and get this guy covered first. So we're going to make the outside this pretty wallpaper. And I don't know if my design matters if it goes up, down, straight. I don't think so. I folded this one. Should I just... I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, let's just get this down. Wallpaper's hard to, you have to like hold it down. It wants to curl up. That's why I cut a piece and I was trying to flatten it out underneath my board, underneath like my mat, because it wants to curl. It's like kind of hard to work with sometimes, Okay, so let's see if I can get myself situated here. Okay, so I think I'm going to glue and then just get it stuck down in the corner here, or do I want to like give myself some room and wrap it? Okay, let's do the wrap. Okay, so I'm going to give myself a more manageable piece to work with and get some of this extra out of the way. Okay, there we go. Be gone with you. There we go. Now we got a more manageable piece. And now on this here, I am going to do the whole corner flip, bed sheet corner, whatever they call it. You can cut these corners. Some people cut off the excess. I'm not real good at that. I tend to end up with like a thing showing. So I don't know what my deal is. I apparently can't fold the corners very well. Okay, so I'm just going to slap some glue down all over my back side here. Make sure it's all stuck down good. Okay, and come here, you. And let's get it in here without getting it all over my hands. Okay, I think we're good. And smoosh it all down and get it all nice and stuck tight down in there. And I'm thinking it should fold, like the wallpaper will fold, and it tends to want to fold and crease pretty easily because, the wallpaper isn't meant to be folded. So when you actually do fold it, it stays folded and creased pretty well. Okay, so I'm just going to get my corner there and my running out of glue. Come on, glue. Keep going. Okay, and my corner there. So I just fold my corners in and give them a second to stick. And then I'm going to do this number where I'm just going to fold the sides over. And you got to give it a minute to stick. And this is kind of where, if you have any sort of clips of any kind, it's really helpful to just stick those guys on there. Even a paper clip to help you hold it in place while you keep going. Because, we can't stop. Gots to keep going. Okay, so I'll get my corners here again. Tuck those guys down. And get yourself all messy, because that's part of the fun, If you're not creating a mess, you're not having fun. Okay. And then let's get these corners flipped over. Good. All right. Looking good there. Let's put some more clips down. Yeah, the Fabrifix, it grabs pretty quickly. But sometimes you still, you gotta give it a second. It's not instant. And I think maybe on the inside I can even put maybe book pages or something. I don't know. I want to do something maybe different on the inside. I'm not sure yet. Haven't gotten that far. Like I said, I'm not a processor planner type person. I do not create these things ahead of time. Like, I don't usually make it first and then be like, here's what I made. I prefer, I sometimes do make stuff ahead of time just because I don't want to get on here and completely struggle my way through the whole thing. I struggle enough the way it is. I don't need to make it worse. But I do much prefer to just, if I have an idea of something or know of the thing I want to use, like this, like for today, I knew I wanted to use a tissue box. And so then I thought, okay, well, what could I possibly, use it for? Do I have a need for anything right now? And then I thought, well, I actually could use a little notebook for myself, to put down some of the ideas of the things that I see when I watch, crafting videos and stuff, of things that I may want to try to make. So there came my idea of make my tissue box into a little notebook. So that's kind of how I process things. Like, I'm not a detail. Like, I don't make blueprints and have this all templated out and measured, and a lot of times it's not that way. Okay. So I do believe I am still going to need to sew this because it's not sticking as grabby as I want. But, I mean, already, that's going to be a pretty cover. What do you think? I like it. I think it's going to be a really pretty little notebook. So I'm going to give this a second to dry and grab. I am going to take it over to the sewing machine and just do, I think I'm just going to do a stitch all the way around the outside here first, just to make sure this is stuck down. Or maybe I should, do I want to do through 2 layers? I'm trying to think now. Do I want to sew it first, then put something over it? Or should I just put something over it and then sew the 2 pieces together? Oh, hurry up and make your mind, lady. What do I want to do? I think we should just fold it. I need to fold and think. Fold and think, fold and think. Okay, where's my bone folder? You need to come into play. Okay, so let's get these folded here. I think this is super cute. Oh, cool. And see, then you're going to have this as your closure. Isn't that the cute little notebook? I think that's totally cute. I think I'm going to have to zhuzh this up a little bit. It's a little bit plain right now. Let's just go ahead. Let's cover this. I decided I'm going to cover this. So let me grab, hold on one moment. Okay, so I grabbed some of my scrapbook paper here. This is out of a paper pack. I actually got this for my birthday from my mama. Thanks, Mom. It's coming in handy. So I am going to use just something plain and neutral. So I'm going to go with this, like the basket weave one here. And so I'm just going to make it so that just a little bit of, if you can see that, just a little bit of the border all the way around is going to show. So I'm going to just kind of line it up here. I'm going to make just a pencil mark to where I want to cut. And I will trim this down. Probably about right there. Okay, let's get out my handy old trimmers and let's just get this chopped down. There we go. This paper pack too, super pretty. Some of the patterns in there, I'm gonna have to start using them, like especially for like coming up for spring and stuff. I think some of them are really super cute for spring colors and whatnot. Okay, so that's gonna look cool. So yeah, see that the basket weave looks really good, I think, with the kind of the very busy floral pattern. And I do want to just round my corners here to make it look super fancy. You know, you gotta make it fun if you're gonna write and stuff. You know, you want to open it up and be all pretty and happy about it. Is there an up or a down to this? I feel like that's the right way. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the right way. Okay, so let's get, should we ink it? Should we ink it? I'm feeling like inking. I think it needs some dark accents. So let's get this guy. Sorry, I'm gonna bump ya. Where's my dauber? Oh, okay. In the land of daubers. Oh my goodness, I found one. Whew. That was going in to the darkness there, I tell you. Okay, so let's just give this a little, I mean, it's not doing a whole bunch, but it's gonna, I'll know I did it. How about that? Because I want to. That's pretty much how I craft. If I want to do it, then I do it. If I don't, then I don't. Because, you know, that's what it's about, guys. Crafting has to make you happy. Otherwise, what's the point? Then you're just doing it for somebody else's fun and not your own. And where is the fun in that? Okay, so I think I'm going to just switch back to the good old glue stick and give this a little glue in, because I will then run it around my sewing machine to make sure nothing goes anywhere. So let's get a good amount of this on there. And this is the Scotch Create glue stick. And as far as glue sticks go, guys, this is a pretty good one. This holds good. I don't notice much peeling. It's a glue stick, though. Be mindful, it is a glue stick, so don't expect it to be able to lift concrete when you glue something down in there. But yeah, I think it works pretty good. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of crease. I'm just using the back of my bone folder here and kind of like working that in there as I fold it so my paper doesn't move too much. Then we'll give it a good old smush and then smush it back in there. And I did tear it a little bit, so don't be too rough with it, people. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now it is getting kind of thick. I don't think I can bend it backwards too well. There we go. Okay. All right, so now I want to, I'm just going to give this a little inking down where the folds are, just because I kind of like that. I'm not going to bend it back too much. It doesn't want to go that way too well. So I am not going to force it that way. And I think since, see how I tore my paper there a little bit? We're going to use that as my fold this way, because then I'll bind everything in here and you won't see it. Okay, so you got to kind of play with the papers, you know, get them stuck in there, make them bend where you want them. It's a lot of folding and refolding and getting things stuck. Okay, so there we go. There we go. All right, so now I'm at this point. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and just go all the way around the outside. and get a stitch on there to get this all stitched down. And I will be right back. Okay, so I am back from the sewing machine, and you can see I just did a real wide zigzag stitch all the way around, which just kind of holds all my papers in place. And this is where I'm going to bind everything, so I'm not worried that it's all, you know, kind of buckling up here and everything. With it stitched, the paper's not going to go anywhere, so I'm not worried that the paper's going to, you know, fall off the edges or anything. But look at that. I mean, we're coming up with a really cute little notebook here so far. Okay, so now let's get our papers bound in here. And on this one I said I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use all these scrap pieces. I'm going to take a regular size lettered paper and I'm going to offset my folds so that it matches my inside here, and we're going to have to trim the tops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of these pages, just a whole bunch of these, and I'm going to fold them just like this to where my middle of my page matches the back. I'm going to bind them over here, and I'm going to fold one side in, and I'm going to go every other. So I'm going to fold those off camera because you don't need to watch me fold 20, 30 pages, and I will be right back to show you the completed signature. Okay guys, so I am back now. I have all my pages folded and trimmed, and what I ended up realizing was that to fit this tissue box, I could basically just take the regular letter size paper and fold it into thirds. So I went just a little bit, see how I left just a little bit there over the fold, so that it's not completely touching the fold, so that when it folds over, it doesn't catch, and that you're leaving room for the binding. So I think I was trying to tell you, like, here's how I did it. So this page opens, and this is just be the flat page, and then the next page will be the flip out page. So then it'll be a flat page and then a flip out page. So your pages are just going to rotate. So when you put them together in your signature, one side will flip that way, one side will flip that way. I don't know if that makes much sense. But here's my signature. So I have 10 pages here of just different assorted coffee dyed pages, and I want to bind them into this side. So I cut them down so that they fit, and there's a little gap, if you can see here, kind of shadowing. I left a little room on the top and a little room on the bottom, and then when it will fold all up, there's plenty of room here so that it'll all close nicely. So I'm thinking if I can just punch through all this at once. I'm going to try to see. I don't know if this will work, but I had found this at the Goodwill store too. It's really pretty. What is it even called? I got it for 50 cents. It's a yarn, Crystal Palace Yarns. I don't know. It's just called Crystal Palette Yarns, but it's like really pretty, like rainbow colored, but it's like, if you can see it, like there's like threads, like it's not like solid. So it's really kind of cool, and it's really pretty. So I'm thinking maybe I can bind with it because I think it'll squish enough. So let me just grab a bunch of this. I think it's thin enough. But yeah, look at it. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. So I think I have plenty here. And let's just go for the good old 3-hold pamphlet stitcheroo and see if I can get this baby bound together. The hardest part is probably going to try to get this stuff through. It does fold pretty well. Oh yeah, it does. Easy. Oh, cool. That's going to work. Super. Okay, so let's just get this all squished. Try to make all my pages relatively even. I'm not going to do any measuring, just going to make sure that I'm not over the top and over the bottom, and I'm just going to punch on through and then up to the top somewhere and then down to the bottom somewhere. Okay, good deal. All right, so let's see. I think I want my threads on the outside. So I think then I need to start from the inside first. I think I got a lot of I got a lot of thread here. Woo. Okay. So through the middle, up the top, And, oh yeah, this thread's gonna make it through, no problem. Okay, hold you there all the way to the bottom. Actually, no, this isn't gonna put the threads on the bottom. Do I need to, I want them, oh well, maybe I'll make a tie out of it too because it's so pretty. Okay, we're just gonna have it in the middle. I kind of wanted my threads to tie on the outside, but we're not gonna do that. Okay, so pull it tight, hold on to my string, make sure everything's all tight. There we go. Try not to tear my papers. Okay, if you can see what I'm doing. And then back up through the middle again. And oh, now we're in trouble. Okay, this is what you get with the thicker. I've got a problem. Oh no. Oh, reverse, reverse, retreat. You got stuck in there. There, okay. Now come through. Oops, oh my gosh. It's like a hurricane in here. We're going everywhere. I cut too much dang string is the problem. I got all this string and not enough room. So, you know, they always tell you to do like 3 times the height or something crazy like that. I don't think you need that much. Now I got it stuck in here. What the heck? Can it, like, how does that happen? I don't even know. Okay, well, cut you out of there. Okay, let's get this baby bound. Okay, so I think we're all good back here. Yep, everything's nice and snug. Let's get this tied. And let's just do a couple knotaroos here. I mean, it's not super tight. Like I said, this is okay. It's just for me. Not worried about anything being, you know, crazy, falling apart. So I'm just going to cut that off. So now I got that hanging down there. But, okay, guys, I'm just in love with this thread. I got to figure out more ways to use it. Okay, so now, when it's all folded up, we have our cutie little traveler's notebook. Okay, guys, seriously, that is so cute. Okay, so see, like, I mean, it's just going to pop open. That's why we have this guy. And I'm thinking, could I do both? Should I put an eyelet on it and use some of this and tie this around too? Would that be cool with all this extra that I have? Maybe I can do that. Let's decorate this guy up because I want to decorate this guy up. I'm sorry if this video is too long for you guys. I'm just having way too much fun here. Okay, so let me pop an eyelet. Let me go grab my thing. My thing is this, my crocodile. And I'm thinking now I'm all excited. I want to fold it like this, and I want this to go this way, right? I do want this to go this way, but if I put an eyelet here and here, I could have like a wrappy around thing to tie over here, or do I want it to tie over here? And then I could put this thingy over here, like this, and the paper clips close it. And then I could have my strings over here. Would that be cute? Maybe I want them over here because I do have some of that pretty stuff there. Let's do that. Let's just experiment. We're just having fun. Okay, so I'm sure I can punch through both of these at once, and I'm going to go through the biggin. Is that centered? Can't tell. They look relatively centered. Okay, so there's my punch. So let's pop an eyelet in here and see what we can find. So I'm on 3/16 punch. Now I want to do eyelet squasher. And let's see if we can squash this guy. 1. And let's squash this guy. And where do you go? Come back here. Okay, there we go. 2. Okay, so now we have our eyelets squashed in there. Cute, cute, cute. And then this is where I have my string left here, my pretty, pretty, pretties. So let's see what we can do. Should we do one of these numbers where we like put it in this way and like kind of like tie it or loop it around, you know what I mean? Let's see what we can do. See if I can use up some of this pretties. Get in there. There we go. Okay, so maybe do one of like these numbers. We got a bunch of hangies there, hangy downs. Okay, so maybe we want to do the same thing. Just going to loop it around this back one. Then we can just tie it all up however we want. This sucker's never going to come open. Top secret. Alrighty, come here, get in there. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we got this fun thing all full of stringies, and that way then if we want to close our notebook, we can pop this on and our paper clips will hold it tight, but then our strings we can either do one of these numbers, and maybe I do want to go this way. I'm thinking we might still want to go this way. Yeah, I think the paper clips like it better this way. Okay, we're going to go that way, and then we can still have our strings do a little tie here, make a little bow. Oh, so cute, guys. This turned out really stinking cute. I mean, look at that. Now I got my cute little idea book made out of a Kleenex box. And from here, you can just go to town. I mean, I might put some lace on it yet, embellish this up a little bit. I mean, I can do whatever I want with it now, but super, super cute. And add some pockets to the inside. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed another one of our Drab to Fab Fridays. And get out your Kleenex boxes and give it a try. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.